Hey you guys, I'm going to talk you through the next step of our Zentangle project. So we are going to move on to the tangling portion of our project. Okay, so this is what's called tangling. So tangling is when you weave sort of different shapes together, and then within each overlapping section, you draw a different pattern. So think of like a Venn diagram. When you use a Venn diagram in English, and then you have that middle section that overlaps. So you would draw a different pattern in each one of those overlapping sections. So I'm just going to show you how to set that up. So we go over here. Got my paper. I'm going to do, what is it, number 3? We're on 3. Number 3, tangling. I like to put the date on things because if you ever go back and look in your sketchbook, you're like, beginning of the year, oh, I'm such a bad drawer, and then you go back and you look in your sketchbook and you're like, I really wasn't that bad, or maybe you got better. Okay, so you could do this a couple different ways. You can use a ruler if you want to do squares or triangles or rectangles. You could find an object that's round and trace it, or if you have a compass, you can use that, but I doubt many of you have compasses at home. I don't have them at school. Okay, so I did, I'll show you mine in a minute, but I'm going to do circles, and I want you to do at least 5 overlapping shapes. You could do more than 5, it's up to you. Whoops. Okay, so I've got my shapes. Now, everywhere there's an overlap, I'm going to draw a different pattern. So I would draw a pattern here, one here, one here, one here. And you can use the patterns that you came up with in your sketchbook, or you could use the examples, or you could Google some patterns. It is up to you. But for instance, if I were going to start here, and you know, are coming up with your pattern, you're tangling, I'm just kind of winging it. I'm going to do this situation. And then, whoops. And then maybe I want to color in every other thing to make a different design. Then I would do a different pattern, a completely different pattern here. So maybe I want to do like these lines like this. Okay, so I'm actually working on one that's triangles right now. So now I have my 3 different patterns. I would do a pattern here. I would do a different pattern here, different pattern here. Okay, and in the end, your tangle design will look something like this. Okay, so you can do triangles, you can do circles, as I showed you, you can do squares, rectangles. It is up to you. And then the patterns that you choose inside, go for it. It looks really nice if you go over it in Sharpie, but if you guys are running out of Sharpie at home, don't worry about it, because our main project is going to use Sharpie. So we kind of want to conserve that. Anyway, I hope this helps, and let me know if you have any questions. This might take you a day or 2. So, you know, if you're at home, we move a little slower here in class. So take your time. Enjoy the process. Have a good